Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. What is Carl Jobs' best option? What would you do? This guy's out of options, man. He really is. This is the worst possible outcome in this trial. And let me tell you, this is not legal or financial or any type of advice. This is just you and me sitting down for a cup of coffee talking about this crazy situation that this man got himself into. And, we've talked about everything else. I'm not going to go over, his complete destruction in court and what have you. Now we have this huge legal bill. What are the options? First of all, a lot of people are saying, well, he's going to appeal. You know what, guys, from listening to lawyers, not me, lawyers analyzing this, who said, I think Luss is one of them, and a couple other ones who said that, this trial is not an ordinary trial. It was extraordinary. And that's why instead of just taking 90 days to resolve, it took a lot longer because the judge wanted to make sure that he addressed every point, right? That's why there's 118 pages that we still have to cover at some point on this decision. And he was very thorough because in case of an appeal, he did not want to be overturned. And, if Carl wants to overturn anything, it would be the $300,000. But, that's all he could go for. Billy only asked for 50 because for Billy, it was never about money. It was never about money. And he already insulted Billy by offering, and you guys can double check what's been said, what's been floated, is he offered Billy $3,000 when Billy was asking just 50. Can you just imagine if you would just said, you know what, we'll just write a letter, whatever we have to do. I'll give you $20,000. I mean, you offer at least half. If you offer $3,000 after saying all that you said, after saying that if you win, you're never going to let it forget it, and you're going to make hundreds of more videos, whatever the hell he said, it's just insulting. It wasn't about the money. Billy was not going to settle after that. After you claimed that he was delaying because he was scared or whatever. No, they were just trying to make you spend money, man. And now he's broke. What would you do? Right? What would you do? And I'm saying he's broke because he already lost in court and he's got to come up with all these monies in order to pay not only the judgment, but lawyers' fees. He already spent it on his. Now he's got to pay Billy's. Now we know that, crappy lawyers, the type he got, are worth about $500,000 Australian. What do good lawyers cost? What are the lawyers that Billy Mitchell cost? Jesus. And this guy already spent, all that money in court, all those resources. He's not going to get any more from anybody else because everybody hates him now. It would be ludicrous to think that with his, money earning power diminished this much, that he's going to go out there and get even more. The Patreon's not going to increase. There's not going to be any viral videos of him collaborating with anybody because nobody wants to talk to him anymore. Nobody's going to make videos unless they're going to clown on him. There's not going to be any more Camelot appearances so you can talk some more smack to Billy Mitchell. None of that's going to happen. The best thing to do, if it was me, again, this is not legal advice, guys, but the best thing to do is stop losing money. Start with that. Stop talking shit. Start with that. And, you have a common friend, right? The one that mentioned in court. Call Keemstar and say, hey, give me his phone number. You got a family, you got kids, you got a home. Billy doesn't need the money because it was never about the money. And Billy showed mercy before. He settled cases before. With Apollo, he didn't make him pay his lawyer's fees. He could have. Right? He paid nothing. He knew the kid wasn't doing well. It doesn't matter what you think of him, the arcade stuff. but he's never driven people to bankruptcy. But in your case, in Carl's case, it's different because he was saying he would show no mercy. He would be a better man than most, in that position where you've endured, this for so many years. And of course, a bigger channel, you're going to have more people coming over and trying to clown you. And that's why, he stopped making a lot of stuff. What is that worth? What would you ask for? Would it be fair for Billy to say, okay, give me your channel? You pay me the $50,000, which was what I asked for originally. And instead of paying me the rest, I get your channel. You delete every one of my videos. You leave the rest on there. And now the channel belongs to me. I don't know. You at that point, you do anything. Right? You do anything. Instead of having to pay this amount. Because you're going to have to finance it somehow. And that's going to take interest. I mean, are you really going to carry, in the end, whatever it is, $600,000, $700,000, at 15%, higher than you would a home? That's your kid's college fund? That's your family stability? Are you really going to gamble with that? Man, the smart thing to do is to beg for clemency. And not that you're going to get it. But as a responsible adult, at least you have to try. At some point, you have to grow up and know that you lost. And take the L and do what's best for your family, not for your freaking YouTube channel, which is probably never going to recover. He's never going to be the same again. Weirder things have happened. Probably, maybe, who knows? But you really have to just avoid bleeding money. Because Billy Mitchell can just enforce this. If you don't pay me, what is he going to do? He's going to go after his house. He's going to go on whatever he has. Whatever value he has. His lawyer's not going to stop. He's got the money to do it. He could just sit back and relax. He won the case. Like I said, I wouldn't bet on him getting a strong appeal. What are they going to reduce it, 10%? This whole claims that the judge was rigged and all this stuff is absolute BS. Look at Urs Katz. Urs Katz was at the trial. He saw that judge performing, and he's completely for Carl Jobs. And he said that the judge was fair. And he was backing Carl Jobs. So, again, just as a layperson, I wouldn't put money on that. And definitely if I lost a trial this size, I would do everything in my power to protect my family. A lot of people think that filing an appeal is the best option. That's going to cost you more money on top of what you already lost. The first step he should take is at least trying to talk to him. Open a line of communication. Doing something. If you do have any friends in social media that can mediate something, try to use that. If they'll still talk to you. And then go from there. Use whatever good, faith that whoever's out there still has for you, and have them, talk to Billy in your favor. But at this point, this is what I would tell my friend. This is what I would tell somebody in this position. This is the first thing that you have to do. Will Billy show mercy? If he did, it would put him on another level. It really would. But again, with what this guy said over the years, or for how long, and the way he taunted him, oh man, that is really tough. That is really tough. I wouldn't put that on anybody to do, or be that that forgiving when I know myself I wouldn't. I'm just going to lay it out to you. I wouldn't, I mean, I would at least want the person who did something like that to me and made me spend this kind of money, because traveling to Australia, stepping away from his business, losing business, all the stuff he went through that cost him money, regardless of whatever you think, it actually cost money to him that he never knew he was going to get back, and which he didn't have to do. This is not a good situation for this man. And you know what? There's people out there who still want to take him to court. We'll talk about that on the next one. Well, that's it, man. I wish this was like a funnier video, but there it isn't, man. This guy really needs to sit down, get on his knees, pray to God that Billy Mitchell has a good bone in his body, and just pray that he'll listen to him, because that really is the best option. I don't see a lot of good options here. Again, that's not legal advice, but there's sometimes you just have to take the L, man. Take the L, because it's the cheapest thing to do. Swallow your pride and get on your knees. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.